Today we're going to run naked. Not that naked, Lindsay, without a watch on. Go get some kit. Welcome to the very first Coach Parry running challenge. Today we are going to see how good our team is at running to feel. So earlier this week I sent each team member an email asking them how far they could run on an easy run in 20 minutes. They've popped me their details and we have got a prediction of how far each and every one of our team members are going to run in the specific time. So here are the rules. Each team member has to run at 80% of their threshold heart rate. They have to run for 20 minutes. They've told me how far they're going to run, but the catch is no watches. We're doing this completely naked. So team, watches in the box. Box on the floor. On your marks, get set, go. So we're all wearing polar heart rate monitors, chest heart rate monitors and pods so that we can track all our data so we know who's going to win this thing once we're done. But I've been trying to figure out how do I know when 20 minutes is up? I'm terrible at gauging time. So I sort of did the maths and I was like, songs on average 3.5 minutes to 4 minutes. So I'm going to sing my way through this challenge and we'll get started, I think. Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming.
Okay, so how long is 20 minutes? I don't know. So my plan is to count seconds, 1001, 1002, 1003, and try and count to 5 minutes. And then I'll figure out how far I've gone out and then just turn around and keep coming back and count the same time. And hopefully I don't lose track in my head because my brain goes to mush when I'm running, and then I can keep track and hopefully make it to 20 minutes.
Okay, so trying really hard to keep this easy. And so a question we often get is, how do you know that you're running easy enough? And I think the first thing is a talk test. You have to be able to have a conversation with your running partner all around, anything. And if you're not running with a running partner, you've got to be able to do what we call the sing test. I'm not going to sing for you, but you've got to be able to talk the entire time.
You can't start a fire without a spark. This gun's for hire.
Yeah, so today my strategy was really simple. I really know exactly how I feel when I run easy. I spend more than 90% of my training running at this pace. So from a pacing point of view, no problem. Heart rate point of view, no problem. It's extremely hot and humid, so I am kind of trying to adjust for that because there is a critical component which is the heart rate. So I'm trying to adjust for that. I think the biggest problem that I'm having today is that I'm drifting off in thought. And so actually I've completely forgotten or have no sense of how long I've been running for. So that's actually going to be by far the hardest part of this test for me to get right.
So people often tell us that running easy is quite difficult because they're trying to stick to paces, they can't run slow enough, and they struggle to regulate their heart rate. And one of the ways to do that is actually a walk break. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a Sunday stroll, so a nice brisk walk break. But what is quite key here is there needs to be a bit of a sliding scale. So how often should you be doing these walk breaks? How long should they be? Typically, slower athletes, older athletes might take longer walk breaks more frequently, and your faster athletes or your younger athletes will actually get away with shorter walk breaks a little bit less frequently. I do think I am ready though, so back into the run.
You tell me to forget you, okay, forget me too. You tell me you hate me, baby.
So learning how to judge your effort and to run easy is such an important skill to learn because it helps you across a full range of distances and when you're racing. If you can feel the effort that you're running at, that'll essentially make sure that you never go out too hard in a race and really let all your energy out in the best possible way to get the best result in a race. And it's just so important that you learn to run easy, because that way you can do vast majority of your training, developing your aerobic system, making sure you're fresh when you line up for your really hard training sessions, and you put yourself at a really low risk of injury.
So I'm counting my 20 minutes, also estimating. And other than that, just taking some walk breaks so that I can make sure that I'm keeping my heart rate down low enough. I don't want to talk too much because you're making me not count.
Okay, so obviously for this challenge we're running naked, but when you are running on your own, you need to have your watch on and you've got the strap. You should use a chest strap to measure your heart rate, and you can keep track of your heart rate. It's important for you to keep track at all times what you're doing to ensure that you're running by feel.
Okay, so my strategy for today really has been trying to keep it easy, is not be scared of these walk breaks. So I've tried to slow things down as much as possible, tried kind of talking to myself. I find it difficult trying to count and figure out how far I've gone and how much time I've gone. For me, I get a little bit lost in all of that. So it's really just been judgment, how I feel. I've got a rough idea, or I think I've got a rough idea as to how I feel about 20 minutes into a run. And to be quite honest, I think I'm about there. So I'm going to call it here. I think I should be close.
We feel it's real when we watch the sunset over the castle on the hill. Well, I think that is my 20 minutes. I am going to call it right here. Done.
58:59. That's 20. I'm done. Stop.
Okay, I think I'm done now. I don't know if I got that right, but I'm happy with that. That's my 20 minutes done.
Right, so I reckon that is 20 minutes. I think I'm done.
So we're all back and the results are in. So we're working this on a point system. The winner in the first two categories of time and distance will get 5 points. Whoever was the furthest will get 1 point. And then on the threshold heart rate or percentage of threshold heart rate, whoever gets the closest will get double points. So it's 10 points for the last category. And we're going to start with time. Lindsay Parry, you ran for 22:39.
Not bad, Linz.
I ran for 18:55. Beat you.
That's closer.
Devlin Eden, 17:43.
Taking shortcuts, sir.
Shona, 19:29.
Sure.
Don't celebrate yet.
No, that's one.
19.
Don't celebrate yet.
20.
And Tutu, 21:37. So Shona is the closest. 5 points for Shona. So Shona's first, I'm second, and Tutu's third, Dev's fourth, Lindsay the worst on challenge number 1. So, on to the distance. Lindsay, you said you were going to run 3.87 kilometers. You ran 3.72.
Yes.
Very good. I said 2.19, 2.21.
Oh, sure. Nicely done.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Devlin, you said 263. You ran 236. Shona, you said 295. You did a 253.
253.
And in Tutu, you said a 3.35 and you did a 3.67.
Okay, so
I won that one.
that's
Okay, and now on to the big one. These are the double points that could decide this entire challenge. Lindsay, we're going to start with you. Your threshold heart rate, 80% was a 134. You averaged 130 for the run. Pretty good. I said 126 for myself. I ended up averaging 140. Devlin, yours is 135. You ended up averaging 146. Shona, yours is also 135. You averaged 143.
no.
You beat
man.
Dev.
For a change.
And Tutu, you said 137. You averaged 151.
Well done, Parry. I think you've pulled it back here. Yeah, you beat me
Okay,
by
so
1
we've got all
point.
the scores. Let's now add them up to see who the overall winner is. Lindsay, you've got 15 points. I've got 13. Dev, you've got 10. Shona, you've got 14. And in Tutu, you've got 8. So the overall winner
Parry.
is Parry.
Of course.
I pulled a Parry.
Okay, so now you know who is the best runner to feel on the Coach Parry team. We want to challenge you to try the same thing. So go out, run at 80% of your threshold heart rate, predict how far you're going to run for 20 minutes, and leave your watch at home and see how close you get. But before you do that, watch this video because it's really going to help you get closer to those numbers.